hello, dears. Darlings, oh, it's good to see you, little one. My goodness. And all guardians, heavy hitters. My dears, I need to speak with Abby. Do you think you could find her for me? Yes, I believe she was visiting her mother most recently. Swimming? Yes, I guess I'm not sure where Cordelia goes. She's not in the club pit very often. Yes, my dears, if you'd be willing to go look and bring her back, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you, guardians. Happy travels. Yes, I can hold him, dear. Safekeeping. Come here, Fuzz. See you in a moment, dears. Thank you.
Hi! Aw, how you doing? Good to see you, friends. Just came here for a little, writer's retreat, you know? I had been so busy working last week, and, yeah, decided to just, you know, come here to get some writing done, get away from all the technology, and, you know, just relax. And kind of, yeah. How you doing? It's so good to see you. What? Cat? Huh. There's a kitty cat over there? Yeah, I wonder which one it is. Oh. Cat Crob. The Crob... Queen! Oh. Oh, we're gonna go find her? Okay, I'll leave this stuff here. This is exciting. Okay, there we go. Alright, you go first. Oh, this way? Where we're going now?
Oh, thank you, First Officer Clem. Hello, Abby, dear. My darling, did the Guardians tell you, why they brought you here?
They just said you wanted to see me, Your Majesty.
Yes, yes, I do. My dear, where to begin? Your brother,
Yeah, little guy.
little guy, is, well, do you know...
Seen him in a while.
Yes, do you know, what it is to have a crab soul, my dear?
A crab soul?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I mean, well, my mom would always talk about, like, you know, the unity of body, mind, and soul, but I never really knew what soul meant.
Well, my dear, one of the beautiful things about the crabs is that, oh, how do I put this? Crabs have never needed anything negative to influence their lives. Crabs live such a pure and honest life that they know that even our time here in the Under, however convoluted and timeless yet full of time loops it is, our time here just continues. You see, whenever a crab leaves the Under, my dear... Oh, here, take this, darling. I have something to add for you. You see, whenever a crab leaves the Under, they travel across the stars. They travel across the stars, and they end up in a place very similar to the Under. In fact, it is just about the same. And what you find is that family that you may not have been able to see for a while, you see them there. You see, life is an endless cycle of new life, of being reunited over and over again, because that is... Crabs understand that your body is an extension of your soul, and it continues. Do you understand what I mean by that?
I think so. So, no, I don't know. Is little guy in that place?
Little guy has passed on from the Under.
But like when I went to the upper for my trip and then I came back, is he gonna come back?
No, dear, he was taken from us. But he is in the Under still. He was killed, Abby.
Why? Who would do that? He was so little.
Yes, dear, it doesn't make any sense, and I'm so sorry, my dear. But I hope you understand, he is still with us, and he is still in this place, and you will see him again. It is the way of the crabs, you will see him again. I'm just so sorry I couldn't protect him, and... There was a time sprite who did not understand the repercussions of their actions. And I'm so sorry, dear, and I promise to keep educating and teaching new time sprites the importance of the crab people, and that it is not... I'm sorry, dear.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I know that the time sprite that did it probably just didn't know any better, because all the time sprites I know are really nice and wouldn't do anything bad. But, you know, I've read a lot of books about, you know, philosophy and history, but this has never happened to another crab in my lifetime so far. So, I don't hard to believe.
I understand, dear, and it may take some time to really know. And that's all right. Here's what I can tell you as someone who does know. Today will be
Been
today.
through the same thing, huh?
Yes, and there's no right way, and even when you are happy, that is still right. Do you understand, dear? There is no right way. And if anything, the best thing you can ever think of is what your brother would want you to feel like.
Yeah. He would want me to be happy, because he was always being silly and making me laugh and just being really cute, and I have to stay happy for him.
I think that's exactly what he'd want, dear.
Take care of all the really little crabs.
Yes, there's lots of little guys to take care of, isn't there?
We gotta protect all of them.
But my dear, if you are feeling differently one day, or if you're or even if you want to forget about it, I'm always here, all right? And
Thank you.
yes,
It's such an honor, and it's just so nice that you understand what I'm going through.
I wish I didn't, and I certainly wish you didn't, my dear.
Well, maybe in that next world that you were talking about, maybe this kind of stuff won't happen anymore.
Maybe. But all I know is that you two will be there together.
It's nice. And
The one good
maybe
thing
you
about
and
these weird
your
time
brother
loops,
will
isn't
be
it?
there. Yeah. That's true. You always have something to look forward to and something to look back on. So no matter what the present moment is like, you have all these layers that are always with you. These different temporal possibilities that feed the life inside of you.
My dear, you are better with words than I am.
Maybe
Is that...
I'll write a book about him. Oh,
You know, he was
that
telling
one
me
of
that
the
you
last
might.
things- Yeah, that was one of the last things we talked about. And I was kind of joking when I said it, but now I'm serious. And I can write true stories about him, and then imagine stories about all the adventures that he's going on in that other magical world, and all the adventures that we're gonna go on together when we're both there. And I can put you in the book, and I can put your brother in the book too, if that's okay.
Oh, I would love to be in that book with you all. I have no doubt that little guy loves that. To bits.
Because when you're written down on the page, it's kind of like becoming immortal in a way. You will always be there for people to read and learn from. Because I've been reading a lot of books from, all sorts of different time periods that are about, people and creatures that are long gone. But their legacy will always stay in the words on the page.
I think that's very true. I think you clearly know many ways for us all to stay together. Is there anything we can do for you right now, Abby?
I want a hug, and then maybe we could have like a little ceremony or something.
Oh, you get
little guy.
all the hugs, my dear.
That makes me feel so much better.
My dear, I have to admit I haven't been queen for a crab death before, and you haven't seen one either. I don't know what the proper ceremony is. I hate to admit.
I don't either. I've spent so much time researching ceremonies of all different cultures and all different worlds that I never bothered to look up what to do when it happens to one of my own. So maybe
Well?
we can create a new one.
I think that's a wonderful idea. Well, I know that little guy loved to cook, and I don't know if there is some food ritual that he would love, or
Oh, maybe we could just throw some of his favorite ingredients into the pit here.
excuse me, dear.
Salt.
And I feel like we could use some proper. You know, actually, I think a lot of tiny things would be the perfect way
Yeah.
to honor little guy.
He was making a thumbs.
Oh yes, he did love those thumbs, my goodness.
Yeah. We had that thumb pie that I thought was weird, but it ended up being really good.
I do think I scolded him once because I didn't want Claudio to get a hold of it, my goodness. A tiny shaker of salt and Well, I know. Everyone hang on to a single tiny item. Put one tiny item in your hand, something you would like. Salt or a thumb, or yes, an egg is perfect.
And we didn't like tomatoes. I'm gonna get rid of them.
Excellent, dear. Maybe we could all go around and whether you knew him or not, say a tiny word and toss in your tiny item, for the little guy? General, if you'd start. And you, First Officer Cloak. Yes. And you, my new friend.
That was beautiful.
And you, dear guardian. And you, my darling.
No matter what happens, family is forever, and love is forever.
This one's for the little guy. I think that was a lovely ceremony, Abby.
It was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Your Majesty.
Of course. Do you need anything now, my dear? Do you need a rest or food or blankets and a movie? I don't know how.
I think I want to start writing that book now. I'm really inspired.
I have no doubt it'll be wonderful, my dear.
I'll give you the first copy when it's done.
I would be honored, darling. All right.
Thank you.
Lovely writing, and let me know if you need anything.
Okay, thank you. Even in the tough times, we have each other.
We do at that, my dear. We absolutely do.
And if you ever need anything from me, I'm here for you too.
Well, I love that we can be true girl pals, my dear. That makes me very happy.
Me too. I'm so happy, but sad at the same time. I guess it's okay to feel more than one thing at once.
Absolutely, my dear.
Hi. Oh.
Are you going to eat that tomato, little one?
Hi, Shannon. We're gonna take care of you and we're gonna protect you, okay? Thank you. I'm gonna do some writing. Wonder, I might just have to go back to the island and be by myself for a little bit. Got a lot to think about, a lot to write about.
I completely understand,
so
my dear.
nice. It was so nice to be around you. I'm glad that you told me instead of, finding out in the less kind way.
The least I could do.
You really understand me.
Well, everyone, give Abby a hug, would you?
Oh, hugs really do make it all better. You know what? I'm feeling hope. And I'm feeling strength. And
Yes.
ready to overcome these obstacles in order to keep making the Under a better place for all of Crobkind and everyone else. I'm gonna start that by writing. So, I'm gonna go back to the island and think
Right,
about
my
all
dear.
of it.
I'll come check on you. Yes, of course.
Alright. Bye, everyone.
I really wanted that to be. I'm so... Thank you, dear. Oh, I know that we tried to make it right, and First Officer Cheesehead took the evil out of the Time Sprite. But they really ought to pay for why are they different than Stella? How are they any different from what Stella did? Has anyone stolen the evil out of Stella and now she's fine? Has anyone attempted that? And maybe we need to bring them in too. Maybe we need to bring anyone in that hurts a Crob. Even if they don't know, maybe they just need to pay, maybe they need to know the consequences up front so they won't try such a thing. I mean, certainly they've thrown a Crob before they've poisoned one, right? It has to have some sort of sliding scale of some sort. It can't just start at murder, but maybe it does. And if it does, maybe they're a psychopath and maybe they need to go to jail right away. It only makes... Guardians, my dear Guardians, we are starting a new order. We are no longer tolerating any amount of cruelty to Crobs. We will bring anyone who harms a Krob in immediately. They will be jailed immediately. They will wait for trial. They will be jailed without bail. And we need to capture Stella. How have we not captured her yet? The second I see that time sprite, it's not enough to... What, is he going to do community service? Is that what... I know none of you were there. I know it was me. No, community service isn't enough. He killed a Krob. We have a zero tolerance policy from here on out, my dears. If people keep thinking they can get away with murder, then they will keep doing it. Because apparently there is no sense of morals for... Is this an agreement or this is in disagreement, my dear? In agreement. Well, you need to be joining the Guardians immediately. My dear, would you like to join as well? My dear with the jester's hat. Oh dear, your hand's on the floor. My dear, you have to put more juice in it. Yes. If you have an energy cylinder, that usually helps. Guardians, circle up, please, and make your shields in honor. And don't worry, dear, you'll learn all of this in just a second, I promise. There's the ticket. How's your hand feeling, dear? All better. Excellent. Now. Oh dear. First off the coat. It fell into the sand, didn't it? That's the worst. Perfect. Excellent form, dear. Now, for our new members, our current Guardians can stand in honor and do not need to make any further items. Oh, my dear, please by all means keep your shield, but the gold is for the general and for the first officers. But don't worry, dear, I'm sure you'll rise in the ranks shortly. Yes, but keep it for now. It suits you. Now, new members, the first item you will need... You got taller, my dear. Anyway. The first item you will need is a shaker of salt. Do you know how to make a shaker? Excellent. Perfect. Now, the salt shaker represents the Krob people. Their heritage and customs, their traditions and values as the original inhabitants of the Under. If you promise to respect and uphold these traditions, toss in your shaker. Thank you, my dears. Now, the next item you will need is your personal totem. Do you have a totem, my darling? Oh, do you have to go grab it? Is it somewhere specific? No. Excellent, dear. Oh, you need someone else too. I see. Oh, excellent, darling. My goodness, that must be hard to say who you are half the time. But yes, points for creativity, absolutely. Now, my dears, as you may guess, exactly. These items represent you. What you bring to the Guardians. Your unique skills and talents, your perspective, your wit, whatever it is that you have, your organizational skills. It takes all kinds, warriors and artists alike, to fight our fight. If you promise to bring this to the Guardians, toss in your totem. Thank you. And the final item you will need, my dears, is your shield. Do you know how to make one? Start with 4 onions. Precisely. Now, put in 1 onion and counterclockwise once. Now do that with each of your onions. Excellent. Perfect. Now, toss in 2 coasters. And your other 2 coasters. Excellent. Now oh, there you are, dear. Now, toss in both plates, clockwise twice, and snap. Excellent, my dears. Look at that first try, both of you. Well done. Oh, here it is, darling. It jumped. Do you see it in the General's hand? There you are. Well done, my dears. It takes some people quite a while to get that one. Impressive. Yes, well. Now, as you may imagine, this shield represents the guardians themselves, who you are as a guardian. It is your pledge to come between Krobs and harm's way. It takes all of us diligently in this fight, making the difference. If one of us had been there to stand in the way when poor little guy was killed, it would be all the difference. If you promise to make this vow to protect the Krobs, toss in your shield. Welcome, darlings, to the Guardians of the Salt Kingdom. Oh, we are so glad to have you aboard. And you are in quite the group of veterans right now. Oh, yes, I'm so glad you came here too, my dear. Yes, celebrate, my dears. Oh. Did you, I think each of you individually the last time I initiated individuals, I was there with one of each of you. 3 separate instances, obviously. And you each set off the firework without being asked. Isn't that beautiful? I think it's rather sweet. My dears, I'm so glad to have you aboard, and, well, I really need to get going, but we need to teach you one of the attack sequences. This is very important with our zero-tolerance policy. Now, General, will you do the attack sequence for capture? When you see the General, or First Officer Cloak, or First Officer Boots, or First Officer Cupcake, or First Officer Cheesehead, do that signal. You must form a barricade. Take this, my dears. Yes, exactly. When they do that particular signal. Here, take this, my dear. There we are. And for you, my dear. Perfect. When they do that signal, find your fellow guardians with whatever weapon you have on hand. Exactly. And now you want to create a perfect enclosure. No holes, no gaps. So if they are standing in the middle, you form your way around. Exactly. We have a hole here, my dear. Perfect. This is the formation to capture them and bring them in. Now it'll be awfully hard to find this individual time sprite, but stay on the lookout. If you see anyone bashing a Krob against a rock, or... Oh, there you are. I was like, where did the General go? Or if you see any sort of foul play... Oh my goodness. Thank you, my dear. Then immediately make this formation and bring them in to the Krob hole. The king knows, and he will put them in the holding place until we know further what to do with him. Does everyone understand? Thank you, dears. Excellent. Now, I must tell the king that I've spoken with Abby. I'm sure he'll want to talk to her as well. Thank you, my dears, for being here for this. I feel like the Under has become sadder than I wanted lately. It's supposed to be a place of ridiculousness and fun, and it feels like the end keeps looming over us, and we want it to be a loving, wonderful place, and it will be. So long as we keep the order in these lands. Too long we've let the MC run things, and we never know what will happen then. Maybe he'll smite someone, maybe he won't. But do you know what? We deserve a true government here. Exactly. Anyway, much love and appreciation to you all, my dears. Kisses for now, all right? Hearts to you too, my dear. Ta-ta, darlings.